pregame for the last couple of months. I pride myself in pregaming.
Recording in progress.
Good evening. It is 4 o'clock. Let me call the Transportation Ad Hoc Committee meeting to order. Madam Clerk, can you call the roll for council members' attendance?
Pugh,
Here.
Livingston,
Here?
Weaver,
Here.
Aline,
Here.
Mackey. Here. We have a quorum.
Very much. Let me also welcome council members who are here that's not on the committee, Honorable Barrett and Branham. Brings our first item on our agenda, which is the approval of our minutes for our June 3rd meeting. Chair, entertain a motion.
So moved, Mr. Chair.
Second.
It's moving properly second. Any discussions, changes, deletions? There being none, Madam Clerk, can you call the roll for the vote?
Pugh,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Aline,
Yes.
Mackey.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Brings item 3 on your agenda, which is adoption of the agenda. Do staff have any changes, deletions to the agenda?
No changes.
There being none, the chair entertain a motion for the adoption of the agenda as presented.
Mr. Chair, so moved.
It's been moved
Second.
and properly second. That brings our action items for this meeting. Start with,
We have to do roll call.
thank you. Off the vote then.
Pugh,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Aline,
Yes.
Mackey.
Yes.
Motion approved.
That brings us to item 4 on the agenda, which is our action items. I'm starting with 4A, Saluda River Greenway Phase 2 project, reference fund increase. Mr. Brown, who's going to handle it?
Yes, sir. Chair Livingston, Director Malone is going to take us through all of these items, including the other items on the agenda. So if you'll recognize him for this meeting.
Malone, you're recognized for all the items on the agenda.
Thank you, Chairman Livingston. For item 4A, Saluda Riverwalk Greenway Phase 2 project fund increase. This project is a project that's a collaboration between Richland County Penny and the Boyd Foundation through the River Alliance. The River Alliance and Mike Dawson, Director and the Chairman of the River Alliance, are here in the meeting today and in support of this. This item was taken before the Transportation Penny Advisory Committee this past month, and they recommended it for approval to the Transportation Ad Hoc Committee. There's pages in your packet beyond all the words, just some nice maps of this, what this project is. Starting on page 11 of your packet, the first map showing where phase 2 actually begins, and where phase 1B had left off. right near the bridge crossing to Boyd Island. This extends, carrying on everything you see in a darker gray shading is boardwalk, and then if you see sort of what we call a stipple pattern or concrete pattern, that's at-grade trail. So as you can see, it goes down to a point where there is a large foundation for a power and communications pole, and then it makes a 90-degree bend following the river. Going up the Broad River right at that point of the Saluda and the Broad River coming together. It carries itself through several boardwalks and at-grade areas, and it completes with a rise where there's safety rests and rising up to the final map on page 13 to make a large river crossing at the Broad River. And that says not in contract because that is the part of the project where the construction is being funded by the Boyd Foundation. So they're taking care of the bridge. They also had covered the design costs for the portion we bid out. And so back in 2021, when this project was approved by council at $2.2 million, which was an estimate at the time, before the design and before the complete design and, pen hit the paper, they were gonna take care of those costs. So design of the part that the county would bid out and the construction of the bridge crossing and the other side of the river's approach. So this project was bid out and bids were received, and we also have other costs like providing CE&I services to have a consultant help us with the construction services. And we totaled those costs and required an additional $1.5 million to do it. So the total amount necessary for the project is $3.7 million, $3,715,679.20. This fund increase would bring that level to that. The place, even back in 2021, that the fund was coming from was canceled bikeway projects where South Carolina Department of Transportation had determined that those projects were not feasible to try to put a bikeway into certain roads. And the total amount of bikeways that were canceled came to $3,719,712. So that's what was removed. So it's $4,000 more than is being requested that was removed. So given the actual bids, and we have another item for the award later, but given that and the total costs that we need to carry out the construction, staff and the Transportation Penny Advisory Committee are recommending the increase of the project to $3,715,679.20.
Thank you very much. You heard the administrator's request. Is there a motion or any questions?
Mr. Chairman,
You recognize. Mr. Reed.
thank you. Director Maloney, I need a point of reference here. So if I'm getting in my car and I want to drive over here, what roads are right here? I'm a little confused as to where.
So you're just past the zoo.
Just past the zoo, okay?
Okay, and so on the first page of the drawings, where it makes the 90-degree bend, you go under CSX Railroad, and then you're going under I-126 coming out of the city, heading towards 26, just before you get to the zoo exit.
Okay, so if folks want to park, where will they park over there?
So there's a trailhead parking lot already established. The name of the road, that. Candy Lane. Candy Lane.
Oh,
Thank you.
Candy Lane. I know what Candy Lane is. The Bob Capes Realty used to be there.
Correct.
That's right. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Second, let me just, at least recognize George Bailey on behalf of the Boyd Foundation. George, just thank you so much for what you do for our community, not just this particular project where you played a major role in the design and the bridge and so forth, but whether it's the museum or the zoo or Historic Columbia, I can name on and on about the project that you made a difference here, and really appreciate that. Also, Mike Dawson, thank you very much for what you're doing with the Alliance here, and also your chair, John. Thank you for showing up.
Ms. Livingston?
Thank you, Recognize.
Thank you. Director Maloney, I did have a question just about Greenway as a whole. So this is phase 2. Can you just remind me, is there another phase after this? And how much more, as far as Greenway portions, are left under the current referendum, the penny? Have we completed all our Greenways, or do we have money to do additional Greenway projects?
We have funds to do others. We have a phase of Crane Creek, Gills Creek, and Smith Rocky Branch. Locally and kind of on our meeting schedule coming up, we have another one that's actually in the unincorporated county that had been called the Columbia Mall Greenway, and so those 4 pieces are remaining.
And then what is the time frame for completion of phase 2 of Salute?
With the next agenda item, which is the award of construction, it would take some time in July to get under contract with the low bidder. And then assuming that we don't exactly have the schedule yet from the contractor, we would have that once it's awarded and we go into a pre-construction meeting. You know, that would be within the next year of completion for the project.
Thank you.
Madam Clerk, open the vote.
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Eileen,
Yes.
Mackey.
Yes.
Motion approved.
That brings us to item 4B, award of construction, Saluda Walk Greenway Phase 2.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the item there is to recommend that Saluda River Greenway Project Phase 2 be awarded to Southern Vistas based on bids received in the amount of $3,196,072, a construction contingency of 10%, and a $200,000 professional services fee is necessary to have a total approved amount of $3,715,679.20. This project had 3 bidders. Low bidder at just under $3.2 million at Southern Vistas. Greenway Bridge LLC at just over $3.6 million, and McClam Associates at $3.875 million.
Recommendation.
So moved, Mr. Chair.
Moved.
Second.
Properly second. For discussion. Call the roll for item 4B.
Pugh,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Eileen,
Yes.
Mackey.
Yes.
Motion approved.
That brings us to item 4C, award of construction, Pineview Road at the American Italian Pasta traffic signal.
Mr. Chair, staff recommends award of the traffic signal at Pineview Road and American Italian Way to J. Moore Electrical Contractors based on the bid received in the amount of $329,663. We request a construction contingency be approved for a total approved amount of $379,112.45. This project will put in what will be the permanent signals related to the Pineview widening project and provide necessary traffic control that hasn't been there at the business park at American Italian Way. This was a component of the widening project that is currently in land acquisition at this time, getting closer to the end of that process. And we have the opportunity with South Carolina DOT to provide an early installation of this traffic signal at this time. So once awarded, again, with a pre-construction meeting, we would likely have this project completed this fall.
Recommendation?
Mr. Chair, so move.
Moved.
Second.
Properly second. Discussions, questions? There being none, Madam Clerk, call the roll for the vote.
Pugh,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Aileen,
Yes.
Mackey.
Yes.
Motion approved.
That brings us to item 4D, Percival Road Sidewalk Project, contingency increase. Ms. Millen?
Mr. Chair, the staff recommends approval to increase the Percival sidewalk project approved construction amount from 3.4 million to add 250,000 for a total approved amount of $3,690,506.40. The project has, this would be necessary for change order 3. This project has gone through its corridor and had found several things that were unidentified in the plans that, or items that were required by DOT construction, including a barrier wall. And then we had water main, additional water mains to locate and relocate on the project. So the project is proceeding on schedule. And this change order work, which includes areas of additional erosion control based on the slopes and the conditions that we're finding during the heavy rainfalls and other water main relocates.
That recommendation, entertain a motion.
So move, Mr. Chair.
Is it moved?
Second.
Properly second. Discussions, questions? There being none, Madam Clerk, can you call the roll for the vote for item 4D?
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Aileen,
Yes.
Mackey.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Thank you. That brings us to item 4E, a water construction, Broad River Road, at Farming Creek Road traffic signal. Mr. Malone?
Mr. Chair, this staff recommends award of the traffic signal at Broad River Road and Farming Creek Road to Cherokee Inc. based on the bids received in the amount of $242,832.72. The construction contingency request is 15%. Will be needed for a total amount of $279,257.63. This is another opportunity by SCDOT to lead our widening project of the Broad River Road corridor, which is in land acquisition. This signal will be necessary for both the long-term conditions of the road, which this is one of the signalized intersections proposed by the widening project, and it also in lead of a potential project by South Carolina DOT for the bridge over the railroad tracks between US 6 and along Dutch Fork Road. That's going to need a decking project and a detour route. And that detour route will be from Broad River Road onto US 6, onto Farming Creek Road, and back to Broad River Road. So this will provide the necessary traffic control for that, and will also be a good pilot for our widening project.
And you have a question?
Yes, thank you. I know that people up in District 1 are going to be excited to see the traffic light installation. It'll just kind of be the first physical or visual work done that relates to the Broad River Road widening project. And so just happy to have like that first step that they'll be able to see, notwithstanding the fact we know very well that the County Transportation Department is working very hard to complete right-of-way acquisition and all the other things related to that Broad River Road widening project. And as you mentioned, this traffic light is going to facilitate the detour needed for the redecking of that bridge over the railroad track. One question I did have was just related to the fact that the bids came out 35.66% higher than the engineer's estimate. Do you have any sense for why that was the case?
Yes, sir. The actual prices for installation over the past 3 years have gone up by that kind of amount. In 2023, there was, you know, a nationwide increase of 25% in construction costs. And South Carolina was not void of that. We did see that go up, and I just believe that in talking with the engineers and our project manager, that number maybe reflects those numbers from before and is not up to date.
Potentially the engineer's information maybe not quite as in tune, like you said, up to date with pricing at the moment.
And actually ordering the components necessary to install the signals. Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Question, is there a motion?
Move to approve. Second.
Proper second. Questions? Madam Clerk, can you call the roll for item 4E?
Pugh,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Eileen,
Yes.
Mackey.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Next item on our agenda is it's third required action, just for information. That's item 5, other transportation updates. Mr. Maloney?
Yes, sir. We have some upcoming meetings, and I'll go over some of the recent meetings that have occurred. The upcoming meetings include our July 21st TPAC meeting. And the chair of TPAC here, John Black, is with us tonight. July 24th, we have scheduled from 5:30 to 7 p.m. Jackson
Mr.
Creek.
Maloney, let me, just in case you don't go through both front and back pages of this, let me remind my colleagues that they do have one of these on their desk, if they want to refer to it.
Yes, sir.
Or have any questions about any of them. But I don't think there's necessarily need to go through all of them.
Yes, sir. I won't go through all of them.
But there's something you want to highlight, that's fine.
Yeah, the upcoming public information meeting remember I called it Columbia Mall Greenway, that's the way it appeared in the referendum. It's really along the Jackson Creek by the elementary school area, Decker Boulevard in that area, Trenholm Road. So Jackson Creek Greenway Public Information Meeting will be held July 24th at the Richland County Decker Center Community Room at 2500 Decker Boulevard. So what I won't go through is all the recent meetings, but I will point out that there's some really good notes in here from some of the public meetings. We had the town hall, and I apologize for not having all my notes from that meeting, but it was more of an overview of what was going on with the transportation program and road maintenance. Just few days after that, we had the Shop Road Extension Phase 2 public information meeting at Bluff Road Park, and it had a good turnout with 36 participants, 15 leaving comments. And so the comments that we went ahead and put in here for you because those are for the public as well, things that they wanted to see. So those are we're wrapping up those comments with our on-call engineering team and our project manager to come out publicly with the best route and coming to council for approval of that route. We've updated the Irmo Town Council on the Broad River Road project. Then in May, we had the Kelly Mill Public Information Meeting. It was a little more lightly attended with 7 participants and 4 left comments. A little more heavily than that, related to the same project. On July 1, there was a Cricken-Tree subdivision public meeting on the north side in District 2. There's about 20 people that attended the meeting, and the comments were provided. So we did receive quite a few comments in that area, looking at extending the road improvement more to the park system that's out beyond what we were showing as the limits, and maybe putting a little less in closer to the hard scrabble. And so there's a lot of good comments there. I'll give you also just an update of projects in construction. And then at the very end of that, some of our recent awards that were provided by council. So the resurfacing package U, they had their pre-construction meeting today at our offices. And then Dirt Road Package P, which was awarded by council on June 3rd, is under contract review, and we'll be going to notice to proceed with that very soon. So if there's any particular questions, understand you just got this information today, but I'm available for any questions you have.
Thank you for this update.
Okay.
Mr. Maloney, this is totally off subject from anything that you just got through talking about, but do we have any updates on Hobart Road?
Yes, Hobart Road is about to start. They had their meeting with the railroad, so the contractor is required to have a pre-construction meeting with the railroad. They had one with us previously, and they did get their permit from DES. So they're ready to start.
Other questions? Reference the updates or something we're not including the updates you might want to know about? Being none, thank you very much, Mr. Maloney. That brings us to item 6 on our agenda, which is
Motion to
adjournment.
adjourn.
It's been moved.
So,
Adjournment,
second.
properly second. Madam Clerk, can you call the roll for the motion to adjourn?
Pugh,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Aileen,
Yes.
Mackey.
Yes.
Motion approved.